Hello, my friends. This is Jovanka from JovankaCiares.com on another episode of the Reclaiming Wellness Live. And this episode is number 9 of the 9-day challenge, all about the Reclaiming Wellness book and how to use a reclaiming wellness method in your life, regardless of where you are in your life. If you are joining us for the first time today, technically I was supposed to be here for 9 straight days, but life happened, especially the Rona happened, and I was out of commission for about 4 or 5 days, but I'm back to talk to you about the very last day. And for those of you who are new, we're just simply coming in live here every single day, talking about the book, the chapters within the book, and how you can implement some of the teachings of the book in your daily routine. If you've missed the other videos, they're relatively short. I'm going to put the link below so that you can go to the channel where the videos are all located, and you can just listen to them and get a copy of the book and get excited about trying new things. So today we're going to talk about how to put it all together. And as you probably know by now, the book explores the very popular wellness practices of today and their multicultural roots, in the hopes that you can reclaim the wellness practices of your ancestry, and with it your natural and rightful state of wellness. And one of the things that I want to accomplish with the book is get you excited about the idea of incorporating these practices, regardless of where you are, from a socioeconomic background point of view, from a busy life point of view, from whoever you are, your race, your circumstances, whatever it is, you can start using some of the practices. I covered 8 different buckets of wellness, or 7 different buckets of wellness, and within each you will find 3 or 4 different practices that are very popular today and that you can incorporate, for very little, just a little bit of preparation and a little bit of a time investment. So now you're wondering, okay, Jovanka, I picked up the copy of a book, I read, I went through all the challenges, and now how do I put this together? Well, the first thing that I mentioned in chapter 9, which is literally how to put it all together. It's called the Reclaiming Wellness Method. I talk about going slow and easing your way. Then we talk a little bit about listening to your body, listening to your emotional home, getting prepared in mind, body, and spirit, but especially that mind and spirit stuff. Because if we're not putting it in writing, if we're not planning ahead, if we're not emotionally getting ready for it, we're going to fail. It's that simple. And then, of course, I talk about the reduce and replace method. I'm not going to share it with you here because the reduce and replace method has been mentioned multiple times. And I think I mentioned it on video number 2 or number 3. And in all of the interviews that I've done, I've been mentioning it too. Get a copy of the book. It's actually described right here on page 148 and 149. We'll go through a Q&A asking, for like the most frequent questions that I hear from clients, especially. And then I ask you to reclaim your kitchen and reclaim your space and reclaim your time. So what do I mean by that? On Sundays, I'd like you to walk around your home and find a space where you can reclaim. It could be a den, it could be the backyard, it could be the bathroom, it could be a spare bedroom, whatever it is. I want you to say, this is the space that is going to be mine. And then after that, because chances are you're going to share those spaces with other people that live in the house, you have to reclaim your time, the time that you will use that space for just you. That might mean that you need to wake up an extra 30 minutes earlier in the morning to be able to use the bathroom as just yours, or the yard, or the den, or this spare bedroom, whatever it is. I need you to reclaim that time and that space. Women especially were very, very good at giving and giving, and there's not enough replenishing. It leaves a void. We're not getting from others. We're not getting from society. So we need to take our energy back, our essence back. And once you have the space and the time, then you need to find whatever practices you will want to do. Perhaps it will be, meal planning. Perhaps it will be embracing herbs. So by have making a tea. Perhaps it will be meditation. Perhaps it will be taking a bath or having an oil massage. Whatever it might be, that is yours. And it could be as little as 15 minutes. But that time is precious and it needs to be honored. Um, so then I talk about taking an inventory of your environment. Yeah, we talked about that. And then asking for assistance. And this is the part that I want to read from you because so good for us. We're so good at asking and at giving and not good at receiving. And it's important for us to know that the act of receiving is also an act of generosity. You're allowing others to practice generosity, to practice the art of giving. And it's critical that you learn to receive, otherwise, others will not have the opportunity to give. So, this particular section reads: asking for help can be especially hard for women. By nature or cultural expectation, they often consider themselves caregivers and they can feel uncomfortable taking time for themselves. Women sometimes forget that the act of receiving is as generous as giving. Mothers may feel it's selfish to do something for themselves, as if it is a comment on their love for or desire to spend quality time with their kids. Ultimately, for those with families, this is another important reason to speak to everyone else in the household. This ensures that everyone knows what you are doing and has a chance to share their feelings and any concerns. This will allow them to say, well, but what about this thing that I need to do? And what about that thing that I need to do? And what I need you for this and I need you for that. And that's your opportunity to say, yes, there will be time for all of that, but there's time for mama. There's also need to be a time for me. And if there are practical issues like arranging care or transportation for children, elderly, or at the same time, whatever certain time of the day and so on, this can be figured out up front. I cannot stress that part enough. You need to prepare. And then, of course, I go through a little bit of a plan. This is like an easy plan. And then as we go along, you could do something that is as long as 21 days. It's all laid out for you here, starting with an affirmation at the top of the day. And then I'll tell you how to implement 6 or 7 of these wellness buckets in your daily routine. It is not at all hard to do. It just takes a little time to get used to the process and the cadence. Remember, it takes us 21 to 28 days to build a new habit. And so it's going to take some time for you to incorporate this. So give yourself time and patience. And at the end of the day, and I'll leave you with this, whether you pick a copy of the book or you practice something else because you learn it from somewhere else, when you embrace these wellness practices, you're doing 2 very important things. You are bringing and honoring your lineage, your heritage, your ancestry, regardless of where you are in the world, where your people came from in the world. And number 2, you'll honor this amazing life and this amazing thing we called a body, which at the end of the day is the only amazing machine we have to live in. And we want to keep it strong. We're far into our 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. So get a copy of the book. If you so choose to, please leave a review, especially on Amazon. Those are incredibly important. So I will be forever grateful. If you have any comments or suggestions about this topic, or if you want to talk more further about this, leave a comment below. I'll be looking forward to it. Make sure that you share this video with all of your friends all over the internet and that you subscribe for more tips and a jolt of motivation for your healthy, happy, and beautiful life. See you soon.